Today we are going to take a look at 5 things you should avoid to not ruin your Pokemon card collection, and the most important thing, how to keep your fun long-term in the hobby. I've made some of the mistakes we are going to talk about today by myself, and I hope I can help you to prevent you from doing them by yourself. Okay, let's directly jump into the first mistake you should avoid doing it. Number 1 is losing your fun when collecting Pokemon cards. One sign that you start losing your fun on collecting could be that you will not enjoy seeing the artworks of the common and the uncommon cards anymore when pulling cards by yourself. I think everyone has gone through this if you are already a few more months or years into the collecting hobby. At the beginning, it is so nice to pull every card, and you also appreciate the common and uncommon artworks. But then at some point in time, maybe after a few weeks or months, depending on how frequently you whip the packs by yourself, it starts to be more like a hunt for the shiny cards. And I mean here with the shiny cards, not mean the shiny variants, but all the secret rares like the illustration rares, ultra rares and so on, or the chase card. When you reach this state, you should take a step back and reflect on how you get there. Keep in mind that the hobby is meant to be fun. Yeah, a hobby should be fun. And this way, if you're doing this, you'll lose your fun and on the same track, your money as well. So to prevent this, I would suggest you to only pull cards at a limited rate, also for a set by maybe one display, and have fun whipping them. A good advice I can give you also is to start collecting specific master sets of the sets you really like. And by doing this, you also find enjoyment in pulling common and uncommon cards, since you need them in the normal and reverse variant for your master set, if you're going for a real master set. And a few weeks ago, I flipped out pulling one of the last reverse cards I needed for my 151 master set. So this is also really cool art to keep your fun in the hobby. And also the artworks of the normal cards are often very nice. If you pull cards on a limited rate, you will keep your passion and also your money, which you can spend then on buying the singles you are missing for your master sets. I can personally say that there are so many amazing artworks as well for the common and uncommon and also rare cards. Since I'm often buying bulk cards on eBay to fill up my master sets, and often I like the variants more from the common and uncommon cards for my favorite Pokemons than the special editions. Let's take for example my favorite Pokemon Celebi, where I got this card, which is a normal rare card, and then I got this card, and I favored this one over this one. And so yeah, some cards, the artworks, if you like them more, then just go for the rares or uncommons. It's even cheaper, so why not collecting them as well? Number 2 is buying cards from new sets right after the release. Buying the singles from new sets directly at start, we often see you paying a premium if you're going to purchase the single cards right from the start when a new set is released. As you usually have not an unlimited bank account, I guess if you would not watch this video. It is better to wait a few weeks and then buying the singles you want from the new set. You can save up to 50% this way and use the rest of your money to buy other singles, displays or booster packs. I usually also do this by myself, so I usually wait some weeks and then buy the singles. For example, let's take a look on some cards of the released set before Surging Sparks, which was Stellar Crown, like I think 2 months ago, around about this. And the chase card there is a Terrapagos, and it started at around about $200 and went straight down to just under $100 right now. Our another card is Galvantula X, which started after release at around about $60 and now sits at only $25. So you see that often cards are only worth half as much as they used to be right after the release. It must not be true for every single card, but this pattern is often observable, and in the most cases you will pay a premium for buying the cards right after the release date. So I would usually whip one booster box by myself if I like a set, and then buy the remaining cards I want to own from the set like 2 or 3 months after the initial release from Card Market or TCG Player if you're sitting in the US. Mistake number 3 is over-collecting. Do not collect all Pokemon cards, just choose your real favorites, otherwise you will end up seeing your bank account heavily in the red numbers. Since it is for most normal people like you and me hard to collect every Pokemon they like just because there are so many. Especially if you want to go also for the older variants of the Pokemon cards, you will spend a lot of money, especially in good conditions. I would suggest choose your favorite Pokemons, start then a collection of this Pokemon, and then when you do this, don't stress yourself on trying to get all the variants of it, of the single cards of this Pokemon, but only the artworks you really enjoy. For me, I usually don't like the Skywitch variants at all, and those mostly the ones which are incredibly expensive. So especially in the good conditions, they are really, really hard to get and it's so expensive. So I'm really only going for them when I want to collect my real favorite Pokemons. For all others, I just don't buy them because I don't like them. And also, to prevent over collecting, you should skip the sets which you don't like at all, or only buying your favorite cards or artworks from these sets. This way you can focus on the cards you really like and don't collect any cards you are not really interested in at all. So keep in mind that even the most prominent collectors in the Pokemon TCG don't own every card in existence. This is because certain cards, especially in specific conditions, are so rare that only a limited number exist worldwide. Number 4 is not having a clear ordering of your collection. As the time goes by, your collection will eventually stack up and end up in a large pile of cards if you don't begin to store them properly. I often see people having cards lying everywhere, bulk cards in shoe cartons all over the place, and binders full of cards from all different sets stored together, completely unordered and without any system. If you like the chaos and enjoy it, okay, feel free, then it's okay, it's fine. But keeping your collection clean and ordered is so much nicer, at least in my view. I usually use this system, having a trade binder where all cards go that I pull and I do not want to keep by myself, or double variants which I already have and do not want to keep because of this reason. Then I got a binder where I collect all cards that I pull which could be worthy to grade and might end up as a graded PSA 10 hopefully. That's where I sent them to when I collected an adequate amount of cards, like 30 to 40, and then sent them in a bulk. Then I also got the bulk cards stored in large cartons, ordered per set. So I show you some of the images right now, and here you can see all my cards. As I sell some of them also on eBay, I have like an ordering of them per set, and then also per alphabetical order, so you can quickly find the sets. And I'm also collecting 2 languages like German and English, and so I keep them behind each other. So I have first the German ones and then the English ones. Okay, I know this is really crazy. You do not to make this, but you can store it per set, for example. Then finally, my master sets I collect in binders, and also my favorite Pokemon collections or general cards where I like the artworks I store ordered in different binders. So my advice, keep your things sorted and clean, so you keep an overview of your collection and enjoy it more if all the pieces that belong together are stored together. Another tip is to use card tracking apps such as Collector or Pokédata.io to keep an overview of your collection, but I by myself do that only for master sets which I have not completed yet and want to finish them up. You can also go old school here and use the books which comes with the ETBs like this one, and then simply use a pen. Yes, we can still use pens today in the digital world, and just mark the ones which you are missing out like this and make a mark on the ones you need to collect, and then you can trade them with other ones or simply go on events or card shows and trade them up. Okay, here we go. The final mistake you could make is letting other people decide how you should collect. The biggest mistake is collecting how others want you to collect. If you enjoy opening packs, do that. If you only enjoy a specific card, buy the single card. If you like sealed products, then go buy sealed products. Do what you want. Everyone has a different way of doing it and finds joy in various ways in the hobby. So with this video, I tried to prevent you from making some of the mistakes I ran into, but I would not like to influence you on how you should do it. So my recommendation is find your own way. If you think some of the advice is useful, perfect. If not, also great. Since you just fixed mistake number 5 on letting others decide on how you will run your collection, I think that wraps it up perfectly. So if you want to get other advice on Pokemon collecting or investment, feel free to subscribe to this channel And yeah, see you in the next one.